everybody, hello, everybody, hello.
Welcome to Mark's Rockin' Rhythm with your host, Mark Armstrong, who is broadcasting from Buhl in Germany. Without further ado, let us get the show underway with some red-hot rockin' rhythms to please your ears and get your feet moving to that beat.
Oh, my soul.
Welcome to the show.
My studio guest on Mark's Rockin' Rhythm is from Bonn in Germany. He's involved in several musical projects that we'll talk about, and he has a personal one that we're going to feature today. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Restless Ramone.
Hey Mark, it's nice to see you again, and thank you very much for having me here.
Sydney, before we talk about your new project, can you give us some background information, please, about the bands that you are currently involved with?
Yeah, of course. So about 8 years ago, I formed the band called Catholic King and his Cocks. Obviously with Catholic King, and that's a more or less well-known rhythm and blues band. There I'm playing the rhythm guitar and a bit of percussion.
And you also are involved in a second band?
And like 4 years ago, we formed also the band called Back at Casanovas, in which I also play the rhythm guitar and some percussion. And this band is without our pianist Catholic King.
Can you tell us a little bit about your musical influences that brought you into rock and roll, please?
Yeah, so long ago, before I was interested in rock and roll and rhythm and blues and stuff, back in my school days, I listened to a lot of punk music, especially the Ramones and the Cramps were my favorite bands back then.
You went from punk music to rhythm and blues music, and how do we get the next progression in your musical career?
And I always had the idea to form a band in this direction, and over the years in my rhythm and blues band, I got the desire to go a bit back in that direction, in that punk direction again, so I founded Restless Ramone, and this band is obviously very influenced by the Cramps.
Does this mean that you're actually forsaking rhythm and blues music for a new career?
I'm mostly interested in rock and roll and rhythm and blues recordings.
Can you introduce the band to the listeners, please?
So the band Restless Ramone consists of El Fausto Gonzo, a wrestling star, on the lead guitar, and Giovanni Di Ventura on the double bass. But I also trained an ape to play the double bass if Giovanni isn't available, and Rupert Knut on the drums, and obviously me, I do the singing.
So how did your fellow musicians from Catholic King and the Backyard Casanovas react when they met this new band?
My friends from Catholic King and his Cocks and the Backyard Casanovas also didn't believe me until they saw them on stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listening to Mark's Rockin' Rhythm. We've done a lot of chatter, now it's time to hear some musical platter. I'm going to invite Restless Ramone to perform a song.
You're here, and there, and everywhere.
You've certainly gone for a garage style sound for that recording. Can you tell the listeners all about it, please?
Yeah, so I hope the listeners liked it. And actually, Here, There and Everywhere is a cover song of Ray Pate and the Rhythm Rockets. It's a rockabilly band from the 50s in Miami, Florida. And if you hear the original recording of the song, you really get the feeling for the punk attitude before punk even was invented.
It's very difficult to put over the visual conception, but you are dressed rather differently in this new persona.
Yeah, I really do look different than usual with Cadley King and his Cox or the Backyard Casanovas, where I have to wear all these fancy suits and stuff. But with Restless Ramone I just can wear my everyday clothing and it's fine for me. And if the listeners want to check out my style with Restless Ramone, they just can go on YouTube and check out the Bobflix page, type in my band Restless Ramone and watch the video Love Me.
Okay boys, get yourself ready behind the microphone. We can hear a live version of Love Me here on Mark's Rockin' Rhythm.
We're rolling? Hey! Let's go! I put your lips to mine, I whisper I love you. I gotta have a chat that lasts, the things we wanna do. I don't hesitate, oh baby I can't wait. Love me. You set my soul on fire, every muscle in my body's burning with desire. Ha ha. Oh, baby kiss me dude, oh, make me know you're mine. Love me with desire, oh, hurt me this is fine. Don't hesitate, oh baby I can't wait. Love me. Running wild, I've got to make you mine. We got a little time. I don't hesitate, oh baby, I can't wait. Love me, love me, love me, love me.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there's a video, as the guys have mentioned, available on YouTube. Boys, have you got a video yet for Here, There and Everywhere?
Soon there will be another video for Here, There and Everywhere.
Restless Ramone, how can they contact or book you, please?
Yes, sure, you can reach me through my Facebook or Instagram account, both called Restless Ramone, or you can also write me an email to sydneyramonebooking@gmail.com.
Well, I'm very happy that we can introduce to the listeners a new band before they become commercially known. I'd like to thank you for coming on to the show, Sydney. Or should I say, Mr. Restless Ramone.
Thank you very much for having me on the show, Mark, and I hope to see you again soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this week's show is almost over. Thank you to our studio guest, Restless Ramone. Let's go back to the music now here on Mark's Rockin' Rhythm.